Hey, welcome to our Facebook Live video. I am Trey Smith, and we are live inside the H&H Classic Parts showroom. We've got on the video today, we've got Paige Turner. He's a real interesting read. And then we also got the founder of the Feast here. This is Herman. And we are here to talk about cold case radiators. So you probably heard a phone just ring, but we are in the working showroom right now. So I'll apologize if we have people that walk in. We like to do this real and be serious about it. So you're going to see people maybe move in and out and around, but that's the way we like to do it here. But today we're going to talk about cold case and why we use them as our primary aluminum radiator supplier. We're actually going to do an install on this display. This is our frame display we have here in the showroom. This is a 57 four-door sedan that has been seriously cut away. And we're going to swap out, we've got actually a stock brass and copper radiator in here that we're going to pull out and put one of their cold cases in here. When you see a lot of aluminum radiators, a lot of them are kind of somewhat universal, is the word I would use. Cold case is not. Cold case is a direct fit radiator. It's made specifically for a 5, 6, and 7, or it's made for a 72 Chevrolet truck, or it's made for a 68 Chevelle. That's what they do. They're not using a universal product. They're making a direct fit. We're going to talk a little bit about some of what makes their radiator a better radiator over somebody else's, and also their warranty, and also a current sale that we have going on. Or I shouldn't say sale, it's an instant rebate. It's not necessarily just a sale. And that instant rebate is also available on our website as well as through the store phone anytime you call in. So let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about Paige, if you want to help me pick this up, and let's talk just a little bit about what makes them a better radiator. Number one, when you find aluminum radiators, what you want to look for is you want to make sure that this unit is fully welded. This one obviously is. Tanks are welded on it, the necks welded, any kind of transmission cooler lines, all that is welded in. Where we see a lot of cheaper radiators out there is the tanks are glued on. And the big problem you've got there, as that temperature rises, that glue tends to soften. You get extreme pressure in it. You get, especially you're running like LS or something, and something they also have, they have some direct LS conversion radiators available for these cars as well. That's another big, in today's resto mod. Cool. And Paige, he's a big active member in the resto mod community. You can testify that how many cars out there getting built with LSs? I mean,
it's probably 90% of the resto mods you see on everywhere.
Exactly. And it's nice where you don't have to go buy a universal one-size-fits-all radiator, make it fit your car. They've got one that's designed for your car, but set up for an LS. That's one of the big things on these guys we really like. All of their radiators, when they come out, are polished. This is not a special order. This is the way the radiators come. They are polished. They come with cap. You also get this, cool little emblem you can put on your core support or somewhere on your car if you want to, say, hey, I've got a cold case product. Another big thing is their lifetime warranty. Now, this warranty is good against manufacturer defects for the life that you own the radiator and own that car. Find that on another aluminum radiator manufacturer and, hey, you found something. But these guys, they stand behind it. If 5 years after you've bought this radiator, all of a sudden one of the welds do by chance fail, or one of the cores start leaking or something, guess what? You call them up, you provide a receipt when you bought it, who you bought it from, they take care of it. It's done. And that to me is that right there is an easy warranty as you can have right there. They also have their 60-day cold guarantee that up to, I believe it's 400 horsepower is what they're offering. And they're going to guarantee that you're going to keep it that solid cool for that solid 60 days, no questions asked. Again, great company to deal with, great warranty. The other big thing that you want to talk about when we're talking about aluminum radiators, and we're going to go back when we come back here to the display, I can talk a little bit more about it, is ABS fan shrouds. Something you want to be aware of when you're using an aluminum radiator, especially if you've already got a radiator in there and you've got a fan shroud on it and you want to do some replacements, if you have a direct contact fan shroud like they do in, say, the 567s or the 55 to 59 trucks or whatever you happen to be working on, maybe it's a fan shroud you've bought and modified and make it work for whatever your application, you want to be careful. You don't want to have that contact against the radiator, because unlike a brass and copper, every square inch of this radiator transfers heat, whether it's the cores, the neck, the cap, the brackets. The heat transfers throughout the whole thing. That's just one of the properties of aluminum. So if you try an ABS fan shroud on this thing, it's going to melt it.
It's going to be a bad time.
Yeah, very bad time. It's pretty plain and simple. So especially on the 567s, we now have a metal fan shroud available that takes care of this problem. Now, if you've got, like on, say, the 67 to 72 trucks, where you've got a mounting bracket that then the fan shroud attaches to, you've got an insulator in between you and the radiator, so you can still run your original fan shroud on that. You're not going to make contact. But if it's a direct contact one, make sure that you don't use an ABS shroud. Make sure you go out and find a metal, or put some kind of insulator in there between it where you're not having any direct contact. So one of the things we want to talk about right now, and I'm going to bring Herman back in on this, he's got a little quick trick that's going to help you put one of these aluminum radiators in, because you don't want to get the fins messed up. And Herman, that's twofold. Number one, we want it to look pretty.
Yeah, you want to keep your fins. Here again, I'm being my old anal self here, but you want to keep your fins looking nice, and more importantly, keep the airflow going through. So during the install, I have seen some radiators that have been installed and the fins are all banged up where it's difficult to get the radiator in past, say, a fan blade, for example, and you damage the fin. So that impedes airflow through the radiator, therefore impeding cooling. So I came up with just an old country fix for that, being an old country boy myself, and just all you need is a piece of cardboard and some masking tape, and you're up and running. And once you get it in there, take the tape off, pull the cardboard out, voila, you still got a good, nice looking radiator.
Paige, if you want to lay that back down. And I want to welcome a couple other people here on our video also. We've got Rob doing the filming again. He's behind the camera. And then, of course, on our Instagram page, right now we have Becky Rangel, our designated social media guru as well. So,
Well, I cheated, guys. I went out in the shipping department and I found an old junk piece of cardboard here and cut it out prior to all of this. You know, kind of being like a Boy Scout, be prepared, right?
That's right.
Nothing wrong with that. How about that? Soft seal box. What?
just a quick thing. I'm going to go ahead, even though you told me not to. I'm going to say hi to my wife.
I told him no, Kim.
I'm just not going to say anything else.
True love.
Hey, she's my favorite daughter-in-law. My only one. Okay. There's your old Herman D. country fix.
Paige, if you want to start, Paige is going to start the removal on this, on the old one, while I keep, blabbering and, talking here. Big thing, and Paige apparently is Butterfingers today. But one of the big things that, especially if you're removing the radiator or, removing a fan shroud that's connected like this, make sure you just loosen it up, get the fan shroud off first. You'd be surprised how many people, they just want to go, nuts on it, taking it apart. Next thing you know, the whole thing's having a scrap iron fit right here in the middle of your, engine bay. We're kind of lucky here on this display. Obviously, we don't have any, we got no fenders, we got no hood, no grill, anything to work around. So, we're able to do this a little bit faster than, your average person. But again, this is not a fast process. You want to take your time when you're doing this, guys. Don't get crazy with it. We're not trying to, get, somebody's, stock car back on, the track at, Talladega or anything like that. So again, take
Down
your
there,
time.
I didn't get that memo that you're
You
going
know,
to be
this
up
is-
here.
While they're
Working
doing
slow.
that, we're gonna say Paige's mom says hi. So
Ah.
Paige,
Hi, Mom.
let's
I'm on
put, yeah,
TV.
put it down on Paige. Let him say hi to your mom. Stop for him to say hi to your mom. Tell her what you love her.
Love you, Mom.
Paige is actually one of our newest employees here. He's been with us just a little over a
Let's keep
month.
going. Let's go
Paige
on.
is our coordinator for inventory and pricing and product development. So we decided to bring him in today here to, that he is, one of the younger, better looking guys here at least. So at least we got some kind of, pretty talent, I guess.
Sorry, Mom.
Something for, just something for your mom there.
I am the second oldest in this room right now.
So who else we got? Got anybody else on?
We've got 8 people on. If you're here with us today, say hi. Tell us where you're from. We'd love to interact with you. If you have any questions, feel free to type your questions in.
All right, so we've got the shroud loose.
We've got Kevin James on Instagram with us right now.
Hello, Kevin.
Kevin James Ruse. Hi, Kevin.
Like the actor?
Are you an actor, Kevin?
I need a little more right
A
here.
little more on that one.
Nope. We're going to get around that power steering shaft.
Yeah.
And your sister's on now, Trey.
Hello, Trisha Grace.
Oh, I know her.
Kim said hi, Pop.
Hi. Good. I think.
All
I
right.
hope.
Pull forward. Get it out.
Again, we're lucky. We can kind of move this around a little bit, versus
For
what
some reason.
your average guy. For some reason, that is
You got
not.
a washer stuck in behind it right there.
There we go. All right.
You're caught down there.
Got another washer right there. Just bolt completely out right here, Paige.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why no one asked me to help with the install.
Yeah.
Or me.
I know. How come we're not in on
There you
this?
go.
The 2 tech nerds they didn't ask.
Trish said hi from Vegas. Trisha,
Sit her back.
did you know your sister was in Vegas?
Yes.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure she hadn't run off and didn't tell you.
Thought we were going to have to blast her for a minute.
Okay, so now we got this loose, and all Tri-5s. This, now, by the way, just for everybody understands, this is what they refer to as a V8 core support, and I'm going to touch on that for just a moment. That's a question we get a lot of people that when we're talking to them about radiators, and this only applies to Tri-5, to the 5, 6, 7s. They want to know about, we ask them a question, is this a V8 core support or is this a 6-cylinder core support? And of course, a lot of 6-cylinders were converted to V8s later on. Somebody bought it, they dropped a small block or whatever in it, and they said, well, it's got a V8 in the car. Well, that's not the question we're asking. We want to know, how does the radiator mount? So on a Tri-5, if it was a factory V8 core support, which is what this is, the radiator is mounted on the engine side of this core support. A 6-cylinder is mounted out on the grill side of the core support.
We all out?
Did that obviously
You're out.
for the long 6, they needed a little more room.
You're loose.
A lot of guys will also use that 6-cylinder one on if they've slid the engine forward for firewall clearance because of ignition. And then also they will use it a lot with big blocks. Now that's where that comes into play. Most of your other aluminum radiators, if you get into some of your 60s and 70s muscle cars, you'll see on your brass and copper radiators, they're going to ask you for core size and all that kind of stuff. Well, in the aluminum radiators, that's not a question we need answered, because when we're asking that on brass and copper, we're looking for more of an original style radiator. With an aluminum, like a coal case radiator, again, we've got the one radiator because the bracketry and the way it sits is the same regardless of core. So here we are. We've got it removed. Now, the big thing, we're going to put it back. So,
Yes, Trevor, we brought in the big guns.
Trevor, Mr. Bam himself. Big shout out to Trevor. He found out a little bit of bad news yesterday. He's going to have some surgery this coming Tuesday. So if you see Trevor on here, everybody give him a quick, hey, we're praying for you, buddy.
Praying for you, Trevor.
He's going to have some surgery next Tuesday on his leg.
Do you think he wants everyone to know that?
Everybody already knows.
Okay.
Trust me. Everybody knows Trevor. Trevor is my twin brother from another life, from another mother.
Oh,
So,
okay.
there you go. All right. So now we're going to use Herman's quick country boy fix here with the cardboard, and we're going to do that so we don't damage the radiator on the end of that water pump.
We're lucky we don't have a fan blade on here.
Yes.
So, but
And
this is all if and when you do.
if you're putting a radiator on, please remove the fan blade. I hate to say that, but you'd be surprised how many people. So please make sure you just remove it. It's a whole lot easier. As well as if you're converting this over to one of Cold Case's full electric fan kits, you're going to need that blade off anyway. But this cardboard on here that we've added to the radiator is just going to protect this, or we don't hit the radiator on the end of the water pump, or if you had a serpentine pulley system where you're not hitting on that pulley or just damaging the radiator. And again, we can keep it pretty and nice looking. If you really want to go crazy about it with the masking tape, I've seen people that even will tape off the tanks because they got it polished and they don't want anything on it whatsoever. We're not going to get that nuts here in our video. We're gonna do it. But anyway, so let's drop this back in, guys. And if you've got,
I thought you were going to do part of this work. All you're doing, I'm going to
I'm the guy that talks.
Jerry.
I am the talker.
Jerry
And
on Instagram says, "Hey, y'all look awfully familiar."
Who's that again?
Jerry SPNB
Okay.
on Instagram. So I'm assuming you know him.
There you go, Mr. Page.
Get
I
this
think I've
started.
got one bullhole lined up.
This one needs to come down just a tad on the side.
Is that a skosh or a tab?
Look right there.
If you're not familiar
That
with
was a
country, a skosh and a tad are different. I would not
Skosh
have
is
known
about
that.
that much, a tad, tiny bit.
And hey, Shaking Ken wants a shout out from Cold Case. So can we give him a little shout out?
All right. Ken, how are you doing, buddy?
What, does anyone know how Ken got his name, Shaking Ken?
I do not know how. Well, I want to say because he touched one of their cold case radiators and it was so cold that he started shaking.
Oh, is that true? Is that true, Ken? You gotta tell us.
One thing I'd like to point out here,
Is it unfunny?
you see us struggling with these nuts and washers.
There you go. You can push up against it.
Your original OEM radiator that would have been in this vehicle to start with back in the day would have had nuts spot welded on the back side of this bracket. Then all you had to do is line it up and put a bolt through there. Well, your replacement radiators is not the case. Not necessarily cold case, but that's just the way it is. Anyway,
Jerry is Jerry Brunk from Jerry's Paint and Body.
Ah, Jerry,
oh, okay.
fairly local customer. Jerry, we appreciate you coming. Jerry comes out to our showroom a lot and runs a real nice custom shop over in Oklahoma.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Jerry.
On it.
Cold Case said that's 100% true.
About
That's
shaking
how
Ken.
Shaking Ken got his name. Or they just don't want to tell us the truth.
That's good.
Well, if it's not the truth, you're making me look really good by completely pulling that out of thin air. Okay, I'm just waiting for you guys to quit moving around here where I can get this side in.
We're not done yet.
I know that, but I need to get a hole in here.
For anyone that might not know, Trey is Herman's son. So there are people watching that maybe have never
Yeah, if
seen
you
you
don't
guys
know that,
before. So this
we
is
are
a father
and son.
Yeah.
Everybody calls me Trey. My real name is actually Herman also, for those people who don't know this.
It's Herman, not Herman also.
Yeah.
In case anyone gets confused.
Mrs. also wasn't his mom.
Hence also the H and H, where that comes from. I don't know if anybody ever knew that, but I thought we'd throw that out.
There's
See,
two
Shaking
Hermans.
Ken,
I
we got
actually
some
happen to be, I'm Herman Jr., he's Herman the third.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
My
that.
father was senior, of course, but
I thought you were the senior.
nope.
Yeah, I did too.
Hence the Trey, 4-3.
Oh my gosh, I never
I know,
knew
it's this sudden
that.
giant, soap opera reveal right there.
Wow, that's some good info.
All we need is dun dun dun.
And this guy was
Yeah.
small, his friends didn't lose till we get them all in. when he was small, people would call up and want to talk to little Herman. And then it reached a point in his life where it was old and young because he was bigger than me. You could see it.
Although I will say the old portion is rapidly
Catching up there.
catching up.
I wasn't
Yeah.
going to say that. I noticed it, but I wasn't going to say that.
This one's I can do this one by hand.
I'm not going to tell you who I blame that on.
Oh yeah, we're not doing any more shout-outs.
No,
There's probably 3 people you can blame
Okay,
that on.
so
I got Stacy and Brian watching now.
hey, Stacy and Brian, thanks for
Brian
thanks for getting on.
Wolfgang and Stacy Palmer.
Let's get a
I think
little.
Stacy's one of my friends. Can't tell from here.
I don't, not on me.
There we go.
It's kind of like trying to
I'm
put
going to let somebody with smaller fingers.
Well,
You're not the wrong person. I should have handed it to
I need to
Paige.
back up. It's kind of like trying to put grass on a wildcat. But it's okay.
Again, we're working,
Here we go.
kind of small, tight spaces.
Wrench.
Cleaned it.
Yeah, Jerry thinks we're funny too.
Sorry?
Jerry, thanks for fun.
Jerry's laughing. I'm cracking
Put the grass on
up.
a wildcat? Yeah. Here we go. I should be able to go through there now. Washer. Not a washer, but a washer.
Herman, do you say creek or crick?
Well, it depends on whether my neck hurts or not.
The comedy stylings of Herman Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
I always say creek.
I say creek too. I've never heard it. What's a crick?
Creek, same thing as a
Same thing.
creek, or it could be something hurting in your neck.
Yep. Like tire and fire.
Huh?
Back her out.
What about
A tire
A
fire.
little bit, get a hold of
What's
it.
a tire fire?
Push it in.
Tire
Tires
fire.
that are on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, then what?
Back to cold case though.
Yeah.
Again, we've just about got this. Now, again, take into account, we've got
Yeah,
no fenders,
a little bit further back.
no hood, no grill. We're not working around any of that, so a whole lot easier.
There you go.
But again, the point we're trying to make is that it is a direct replacement radiator. This is not a one-size-fits-all. The tanks even actually do somewhat resemble an original, and most of their tanks do. The one thing they do, they're going to put their nice little cold case emblem on it. And again, things that I want to emphasize again, fully welded. This is not glued on. You've got, brackets are welded, tanks are welded, all their cores are extruded. And this radiator here would be, as far as cooling capacity, would be the equivalent of a 4-core brass and copper radiator. Great item. Again, easy bolt in. Very, very large selection of cold case radiators that we offer, as well as even for products that we don't necessarily do at H&H, such as the unmentionable blue oval on the front. We do. They offer radiators for that. They do a lot of Pontiac. Of course, all of your A-body stuff all kind of interchanges with each other. But again, great quality product. It's something we're very proud to be a distributor for cold case radiators. And they are, like I said, they are our exclusive aluminum radiator supplier. There's some cheaper ones out there. You can find some brown box cheaper radiators, but again, you're not going to find the quality, you're not going to find the warranty, and you're not going to find the service that's available. So a quick thing, I'll talk about our sale really fast before we get off here. Right now, through February 28th, we have an instant rebate program. It's not a sale, I want to rephrase that. It's an instant rebate. You can get this instant rebate available through the store, or you can get it online. When you go up and you pull up a radiator on our website and look at it, you're getting that rebate instantly right there in the price. You're going to see it. It's going to give you the regular price that we sell it, and then also the rebate price. This is the instant rebate is $25 off all of our just plain radiators only, or $50 off on our radiator and electric fan shroud kits. Now, for every radiator that we offer, they also offer an electric fan shroud kit for that. Some of them are single fans, some are dual fans. Just depends on the size. And you know, like say a 67 to 72 truck, that's going to be a dual fan. Your Chevelles are a dual fan, again, just because of size. Your Tri-5s, they're just going to use a single larger one because, again, we just don't have the room here to do that. Something to think about also when you're talking about radiators and using the fan shrouds is dimension. This is something that you've got, once you add that shroud on, now you're adding more space. So be aware of that. Think about that before you order. Get some dimensions. If you need some, we offer that for you free of charge. We can get all that for you so you can make sure this is going to fit what you're wanting to do, or do you need to do some form of modification to allow for that room. A lot on your Tri-5s, especially, you can see, we just got a little bit of space here. So running an electric fan on this would be difficult on the V8 side of it. So what you might want to do is buy our conversion kit that moves this into a 6-cylinder, or go ahead and find a 6-cylinder core support to get for that room. Most of your A-bodies, pickup trucks, you got tons of room, but Tri-5s, again, we have a really small engine bay, don't have a lot to work with. Same thing, 55, 59 trucks, we got that same kind of issue. But again, you get into your 60s and 70s, you don't run into that so much just because you've got tons of room here to deal with in the engine bay. But these, a little bit small, so be aware of that, think about that. We still offer the fan shroud kit, V8 configuration, but it's also available in a 6-cylinder configuration, just for that extra room if you need it. And again, we offer a bracket conversion kit also to move the radiator into a 6-cylinder if yours is a V8 core support, or we also offer new core supports as well.
Speaking of models and whatnot, Trevor wants to know if they make one for 41 Harley Davidson.
Not
sure
that. Yeah. Unfortunately, Trevor's a big Harley guy. They don't, sir. It's kind of like we don't offer fan belts for Harleys as well, my friend.
I do want to point out too that if you go to the top of this live, the link directly to our sale is in there.
Okay.
So people can go directly to that. And if anyone wants to share this with someone that you think could use this information or benefit from it, please go ahead and just share the video and tag your friends in it.
Great.
One little trick I want to show you here. Another old country boy fix, but being an automotive technician for 28 years like I was, we're putting a nut up inside this channel, tight to get your big fingers into. But put that nut in a wrench and put a piece of masking tape on it. It'll hold it till you get it over the bolt. Then you can push the bolt into the nut, not try to push the nut onto the bolt. Follow me?
If you want to get that, how small of a spot he's got going on, it's a pretty tight spot. Especially with
Pretty tight spot here.
Most of
But you can do that, and voila, you've got the nut on the bolt.
Most of your original radiators, the nut would have been tack welded to the actual bracket now, but with aftermarket radiators, of course, that's not the case because you're going to reuse the nut again.
And again, this is an issue. This is being on a Tri-5.
Right.
Keep that in mind. If you're talking about your Chevy pickups, your A-bodies, all those are going to use a saddle mount with a saddle style retainer up on top, so you don't have this particular difficulty to worry about. Here we do. Same thing goes. You run into like your 55 to 59 trucks. That's a bolt-on flange. You can get into some difficulties there, but again, it's not the radiator. It's just the nature of the vehicle and the way it is.
Okay, there you go, sports fans and PTA members. We got her done.
So now that we're done, especially if this was the running car,
Oh, I thought it was going to say cold case on the side.
it does on the front. There is cold case on the front, or on the engine side of it,
okay.
not on the outside of the core.
So in a regular car, would this be what shows through the
You
grill?
would see this back through the grill itself if you got down and looked at it, yes.
Okay.
That is what you would see, to answer that question.
Cool.
But again, Cold Case is proud enough of their radiators that they put their logo on every radiator they manufacture.
I love that.
So, I mean, to me, that's even more standing behind your product. And again, it's one of the reasons we deal with Cold Case. Again, we can find some cheaper ones out there, brown boxers, but this is why we deal with Cold Case. They're direct fit, they go into the car, and they are what they say they are. If you should have an issue, which is very, very few and far between on any of the radiators we've sold, they stand behind it, they take care of it, no questions asked. Great company to deal with. Again, all these radiators are available on our website. You can go direct to the homepage. You'll see the banner ad that's about the Cold Case rebate program. Click on that. That's going to take you directly to a Cold Case only branded page that then you can select your vehicle that you're working on. It's going to show you every radiator that we have available for truck, for Chevelle, Nova, Chevy 2s, Camaros, and also the Tri-5s. Click on that, select one. A lot of information on there about it. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to also call into the store and talk to myself, to Paige, to Herman, or also now joining us, Mr. Jeff, who is our lead sales guy. Again,
Hey, Jeff.
you know, we've, great
Come on,
to,
Jeff. Say hi.
have any,
I share an office with Jeff.
yeah, Jeff's hiding.
And he's
Jeff doesn't
gone.
like to be on camera. But, any kind of questions you have, be free, happy to answer. Again, you can go to our website at hhclassic.com and find that. Click on the banner ad. You'll find everything about Cold Case radiators, as well as if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call the store, 479-787-5575. Again, my name is Trey Smith. Appreciate you coming on to our Facebook Live video here with us and enjoying this. Hope you enjoyed kind of our little down-home country humor that we try to throw in. This is who we are. We are real people. This is a real store. We're brick and mortar. We're just not a bunch of guys sitting in a garage on a computer selling parts to you. So again, my name's Trey Smith. This is the founder of the Feast, Herman and Paige, and we appreciate you coming on.
Thanks a lot, guys and gals.